Now, I know about as much about cars as I do about how to get people to see my YouTube videos, so that's depressing. Let's go! Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video. And as I said, I'm painting a car now. My knowledge of cars is 0 to nothing, lower than 0. What's lower than 0? But this is commission, so I thought it'd be interesting to do. Now let's look at my notes because I need to give you the proper information, because I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're probably a fan of this film or this car or this actor. So this car is a Porsche 917K, or even a 917K or a 917K or a 917K. Let me know down below which one it is, because I haven't got a clue. It's from the film called Le Mans, which is a sort of a Steve McQueen passion project from 1971. A film that's not aged well, but it's got a cult classic, and I think it's got its merits. So I was looking at painting this car, and it's a very different thing to paint to what I normally do, because normally I paint a lot of portraits and you have the eyes and you have the hair. With a car you don't have any of that. So how I didn't approach this as I was painting the car, because my knowledge of cars are so bad. I couldn't think, well, under there is, when you paint a face, you know where the skull is, you know where the teeth are, you know the structure underneath it. With cars I don't know that. So what I did is I approached this as I have approached painting Boba Fett or Mandalorian or a Stormtrooper or Darth Vader. I just approached this as a mask. So the shape, I was thinking like his eyes. Think of Cars, the film. His eyes of this character is underneath the glass bit, the windscreen, and then you got this big nose. So that's how I thought of it, which is a weird way, but it kind of worked. So with that, the character of a mask has to be brought out in shadows, and especially important is the highlights. The highlights have to be very strong and very form creating to give it some interest. So it's quite hard, because I must admit I didn't know if it'd work, and actually it bloody did, so I'm really happy with it. I've only painted one car once before, when I first started many moons ago, back in 1992. What can I say about this? Let's talk about the grey. So originally I painted the cockpit and the lights and everything. I was going to paint them, sorry, I didn't paint them in the end. In the colours that would be coming from the racetrack. So it was a lot of browns and greens, and it didn't quite look right in my head and when I was mocking it up, so I decided to do it in greys. Taking out the tone, also focused it on the main tone, the main colours of the car. That being this amazing baby blue and red of the Porsche 917K, 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 917K from the film. It's a really cool looking thing, I must admit. The colours are beautiful. This baby blue and this red. The baby blue, nice and simple to do, just mixed up and down to get that, and then with those shades that gave me the curve of these like nose bits at the front of the car, which looked really cool. And I really, I was lucky that this car actually looks cool, whereas most cars look pretty boring to me, but this one looked cool. It's got this sort of futuristic, even though it's really old, futuristic cool looking thing. Anyway, what should we talk about now? Let's have a look. I'm lightening everything down here. I made all this cockpit way too dark. Let's talk about the cockpit. So that's Steve McQueen in there, I'm assuming. I think there's two people in the film who drive the car, drive the same car. Of course, I wasn't going to put the detail in, because you don't see the detail of a car buzzing by of the driver. That would be absolutely insane. But like a comedy movie, you see that sometimes in comedy movies or in cartoons when they turn to the camera and smile. There's a great meme of Luigi doing that. So it was just an impression, and he's got a hat on and a mask on. So that was pretty easy to just get an impression of. When I was painting this, I was thinking about sort of the 1940s, 1950s comic books from that era, and especially Dick Tracy, and especially what was his name, Hammerhead, which was a Marvel Spider-Man baddie. They were gangsters, and they drove these cars, and this sort of graphic look of the Dick Tracy comics and stuff was feeding me a lot while I was doing this, very unknowingly, especially when I started adding all the black outline and stuff to it. I realised that what I was painting was, as always, a comic book. Once again, I just want to be a comic book artist, and I've never been good enough. Anyway, so we're getting there now. It's looking good. So now I'm around all the black, and this is giving it a strong shape and a strong structure, which I think was very important to define this. An impression of the wheels. Again, wheels, same as the face. You don't want to draw all the nuts and bolts in there, otherwise it looks stupid. That 20 I messed up there. I saw that in a minute. Look how nerdy that is. Look how dirty my hair is. Apologies for that. And it's looking good. I'm really happy with this one. I really love the composition. I love how long it is, and I just love that it has turned into something which I hope people appreciate because of their love of the film. And for me, it was that I realised I was drawing a Dick Tracy comic book, which was really cool for me. Not a lot much to say. I'm just defining it all, and this is where everything comes together. See, just adding all these black lines makes such a difference. It's ridiculous. I just wish I could skip all the other bit and just go straight to the black line. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed doing this painting. And it's come out really well. All these, oh, here you go. Look at all these highlights. I ended a bit soon, didn't I? See, all these little lens flashes, these little reflections really add to the character of it. Kind of like you would in an eye where you have the reflection. But with a car, you just do it on the bonnet. And there, cars don't have a sex. There, it is. The Porsche, let me look at my notes, 917K from the 1971 film Le Mans by Steve McQueen. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed this painting a lot. I don't think I'll make a habit of painting cars, but this was bloody good fun. Anyway, see you in the next video. Goodbye. That was going to sound like a car.